Fabia, what are you doing?
Watching Instagram Reels, bro.
Can you put your phone down? We have to record.
Wait, let me just finish one more.
Wait, let me see.
Here.
Wait, that was not funny.
One eternity later.
Bro, Fabia, it's been an hour.
Wait,
We're supposed to
actually.
be recording.
Oh shoot, bro.
Oh my gosh, bro. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bonafide. My name is Simone.
My name's Fabia.
And this is episode
6.
I cannot believe we were on our phones for an hour.
I
What
know.
were we even doing?
We were literally watching TikToks and it's so addicting. So what can we do about that? We like social media too.
I mean, what can I say? I think it's good in the moment, but it's not good afterwards.
Yeah, you ever just feel like, okay, let me take a little break, and then you just get consumed by brain rot and just you fall into this trance of doom scrolling and you can't even tell what time it is.
To be honest, most of my feed isn't brain rot though.
Okay.
Like recently, it's just been like minute-long reels that like are full of like nerdy stuff, but I feel too
That
guilty
says a lot
switching
about
it.
you, bro.
I feel guilty switching it off because I feel like I'm actively like hurting my learning and stuff.
Wow. Wait, that's
But,
kind
yeah,
of...
that's why I keep
You're
watching
in a
it.
way... Okay.
But then I get off of Instagram because that's what I watch. And then I'm like, wait, I don't want to spend a minute on each reel, but I also don't want to skip it, so let me
Yeah.
just get off completely. That's why my screen
Dang,
time's...
really?
Yeah, my screen time's like an hour on Instagram.
Wait,
a
that's
day.
like the complete opposite for me. All my entire feed is consisted of like 3-second complete
Some of my...
brain rot.
No, I go onto my friend's one, so I can watch
I
the
see.
3-minute ones.
I feel like even if I get long form content in my feed, I'll just keep skipping because I'm not, like, it's not getting my dopamine up.
Yeah.
I don't feel the dopamine rushing through, so
How long
I
have
feel
you
like that's
had
a bad
social
quality.
media?
I don't know, does YouTube count as social media?
I don't know. That's a
I
good
feel like
question.
I don't really know
think
what,
so.
because I have like a YouTube channel since the age of 9.
But like
I've
YouTube...
been on YouTube since like younger.
YouTube is different though from like Instagram and TikTok in the sense that they have like a lot longer videos, and then also YouTube Shorts is different from YouTube as well. Like YouTube's a separate entire
I think
platform.
YouTube is only, it feels different because you're not as engaged with other, like you can engage through comments and stuff, but like other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, you can
You're more
directly
engaged
message
with
people.
people,
Yeah,
yeah.
like those are built around. I think YouTube is more
Connecting with
built around,
others?
yeah.
Okay, but not YouTube.
Like YouTube does promote that, but it's more like just an audience and a creator.
Yeah.
It's not like audience with other audience members.
Yes.
But TikTok and Instagram, you can see like you literally make a new friend and you guys are like normal people.
That's a good distinction.
Yeah.
I've had Instagram for like about a year or two now. I think the main difference of it was the amount of connections that I'm able to get, because I'm able to like watch people's stories, heart them, talk to people based on the reels, and there's a lot of like interpersonal connection going on there. I think it's like different depending on the age that you get social media, because I already have these friends in real life, and then when I'm friending them on social media, I'm just building off of a friendship that was already made and had the foundation of it. But I feel like if I just got social media without having friends beforehand, it would have been different. Because I'm like meeting people for the first time. It's a different form of connection that you're making. Have you ever had like an online friend?
I have.
Really?
When I was younger, I had a YouTube channel and like...
I'll tag it up here.
No, don't
No, I
you
won't.
dare. I did make online friends through that. My parents never really gave me much restriction when it came to the internet, just because like, I don't know, they don't really know a lot about it, so I kind of took advantage of that, and I like have literally
Who really knows all of the secrets of the internet?
But like they literally have no idea of what could happen.
Embarrassing!
I was just being philosophical.
So yeah, they weren't really aware of like my presence online.
Yeah.
But how do you think, like I was wondering, as being someone who just recently got social media, like now, do you think your life would be different now if you were introduced to it at a younger age, or if you had like
100%.
No,
I'm just kidding. Yes, I do think that my life would have been different if I got it earlier. I think that like I wouldn't have been able to, I don't think so. I think that the connections that I would have made, or the way I would have presented myself around other people, would have been different. I think I definitely would have had more like pop culture knowledge
Yeah,
or
that's
like
what I'm thinking
knowledge
more
of trends and stuff, because I
Yeah.
think I was very out of the loop in a
Yeah.
sense when people were like, oh, do you know this song? Like,
yeah.
and then I would just look with complete confusion on my
Yeah.
face, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what this event is. I don't know, like, the certain trends that you're following. Hey, can you do this dance with me? I don't know what you're, like, I just felt out of the loop. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's where FOMO comes in. And that led to sort of, like, a pressure for me to get Instagram. Like, I really wanted it by the time I got to high school because, like, even the schools were promoting it. Oh, follow our school Instagram and stuff like that.
True.
And I just felt like, so am I doing something wrong by not having social media?
Yeah, that's really interesting. I would say, like, I've already been emphasizing this, but I am the opposite. I think even though I know a bunch of, like, pop culture and whatever, that knowledge hasn't really gotten me. Like, knowing all that hasn't made me more popular or, like, more appealing towards other people, I feel like.
I see. I think that, like, it's definitely easier. No, I don't know if it's
I think,
easier.
okay, I get what that means. I get what you mean, that, like, if you have some knowledge of pop culture or, like, a certain fandom or, like, this and that, that gives you, like, a great conversation starter if you're trying to find people with similar interests. But I think without that, you can do the same
You'd still
thing
be
too.
fine, yeah. Social media is meant to be a device that can make people feel more connected to other people, but I'm not sure if that's successful all the time. So basically, social media is a tool to, like, get people to connect with each other, but you're not physically in a room with another person when you're connecting with them, if that makes sense. Like, you're singularly isolated on your phone, but you could have, like, 1,000 followers, and then you could consider them your friends. But, like, what would constitute a friend in that sense?
Yeah.
Would you ask that friend to go with you and hang out with them at the mall, but you've never seen them before in real life, but you, like, still see them as friends? You know? Like, which one leads... I think that having more in-person connections would lead to better long-term relationships, because you see them in person, you know what they look like you can see that in a photo, but it's different when it's in real life.
It's also just, like, your persona online can be completely different from you.
Like, in real life.
But I just also think after Corona, like, everyone is just accustomed to being more online. And I know, like, during COVID, I still had friends, but those were the friends that I had going into COVID. I got closer to some people, like, because we just texted a lot, but I don't think it's the same, because when we jumped straight back into, like, school after COVID, we were all so, like...
Socially awkward.
We were so socially awkward. We were so, like, detached from each other. I think we were also just... It took us so long to kind of warm up to each other and, like, be like, oh, yeah.
But you could, like, connect
online.
with them online easily. Alright, sorry for the switch up. My phone had some technical difficulties, so now we're recording on Fabia's phone.
Hello.
But yeah. What do you mean hello?
Saying it's on my phone, bro.
Look at this socially awkward fellow.
Speaking of that, I don't think I've recovered from, like, COVID.
From COVID? You
I
think
feel
you're
like I'm
socially
still...
awkward?
That, like, reshaped my entire personality. Okay, basically, going into COVID, we were all super young, but then, like, the whole experience of just being online, I don't know about you, but my experience during COVID was, like, I didn't go outside at all. I literally stayed inside every day. I was on YouTube constantly. I got TikTok for the first time, like, and I also just was part of so many different, like, fandoms and whatnot, and that reshaped my entire personality too.
I think my parents have done a good job of, like, making sure that I go outside. Like, I went running or played soccer outside at, like, a field outside. I said outside like 5 times.
It's okay.
But I did spend a good amount of time inside because of, you know, quarantine and stuff.
Right.
During that time, I spent a good amount playing Roblox. Definitely.
Of course.
Roblox was my childhood.
Yeah.
I watched YouTube a lot. I definitely watched anime, and then I read a lot of comics.
Yeah.
I also read a lot of, like, other books. I think I loved reading. I still do.
I was Harry Potter. I think Harry Potter was a big part of,
I don't know
like,
if
why
Harry
I
Potter
acted.
was during COVID or, like,
For
before
me it was,
that.
yeah. No, Harry Potter was, like, that was the thing that, like, I tried to act like I was a Harry Potter character, like...
Yeah, me too. I did,
coming
like,
back
I have
into
my own
school.
house.
Yes, I was
I
so obsessed
changed it
with
to become a... I altered it to
What
become
did
a Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. Wait, what
I
were
wanted-
you? Were you
I wanted
Hufflepuff?
to be a Ravenclaw, but I didn't know if I was a Ravenclaw or not. So recently, I actually retook the
I think
test.
you're a Ravenclaw.
I wanted to be a Ravenclaw, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It gave me Hufflepuff.
I think Hufflepuff is the most common one.
Yeah.
And that's why I literally retook it to be Slytherin, because I wanted to be mysterious.
Going back to social media and like finding communities, I think that social media can be definitely a place where people, especially those who are like marginalized or like minorities inside of a big community, who don't really have a community inside like the in-person connections, they can definitely find a community online, whether that's like a hobby that people enjoy, like art talk, you know, like TikTok's art talk or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then there's also like
book talk.
Yeah. I don't know. There's another. There's so
it's
many.
Just, I mean, some of them don't really have titles, but it's also just like you can find fandoms online too.
Yeah.
And just like
an anime section.
Yeah.
Like
even
other
beyond
sections.
that, but you were saying like marginalized communities. You find a place where you can resonate with others that are similar to your identity.
Yes.
And I feel like when I was younger, that wasn't there because I didn't know much about myself, and it wasn't like, bruh, I never got any deep content on my feed, and up until like more recently. And I think
that gives you a sense of belonging, but I don't know. I think that's a temporary solution. Like as fast as the dopamine that social media gets you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good for long-term connections, because even if you feel like a sense of belonging on social media, you're still sitting by yourself on your couch, like on your big jeans.
I am the one, the way your son don't need it.
For me, it's just like whenever I come across those videos where it's like, bro, how did you put what I'm feeling into words so perfectly? Whenever I come across one of those, I'm like, wait, because I feel like I'm losing my mind and I was alone in this feeling. Yeah. But like I'm not.
Yes.
And technically, physically, like, sure, I'm still by myself. I'm a little loner loser, but at least I have that
there
comfort
people out
of being
there.
like, exactly. And I'm like, I'm seeing how they've progressed from the situations. Like, wait, I have some hope for myself too. And
I think that's a good feeling. But moving forward, I think a lot of people just like tend to fall into more on their phones and going onto social media to find more of that sense of belonging, but that's not true community to me. True community is like in-person connections, finding people that agree with you, and even if that's not like in your direct circle or your neighborhood or whatever, which is why you've gone to social media in the first place, you shouldn't limit yourself to social media. And once you know that there's a group of people that like agree with you or like share your identity, that can sort of strengthen your sense of like identity in your heart.
Yes.
And then you can go out and like create connections with different people, because like then you're not like, oh, I guess more subject to change in a sense. To me,
like I think it's easier said than done though, just because like exposing yourself to so many people is very like daunting. The idea, at least for me, like I know I'm not a person who's great at going up to someone and being like, wow, we have similar.
But do you think it's daunting because of social media?
No, I think
I think
I can't really speak much because social media has made up so much of my childhood, especially after like COVID. It's like after that it kind of changed everything, so I don't really know how I went about it before that, because I was super young. Like I don't remember, because when you're younger it's easy to make friends. You just go up to someone and you're like, hey, let's be friends. But I feel like as you get older it gets harder and harder, like in this economy, and especially
really go
for our generation, it's gonna be way harder because we get to hide behind a screen and try to go like socialize like with that. But when I see older people online discussing how social media has ruined us all, it's like, I don't know, part of me is like, how can we, if this is all we, like, especially for kids born after COVID, it's like their whole life is gonna be
shaped by social media and by the internet.
Exactly.
But I think like you can still find a way to like connect with people in person. I think it's definitely harder.
It's like just restrictions. You have to implement your own restrictions.
Yeah.
Or just finding a balance.
Yes, we should definitely find balance. You shouldn't rely on social media for like all of your connections with each other. It's definitely like depending on your situation, it may be harder to create a connection with other people, and that's perfectly fine. But you shouldn't have to limit yourself to social media, you know? Like, you know how people read books and then like maybe find, like, I like to transport myself into the community like that my book is in, you know, like the world inside that. But I don't isolate myself in my books, you know? I like turn to another friend.
Who scored?
Bro.
Wait,
maybe somebody missed.
Guys, the World Cup is happening. It's Argentina versus Egypt on the day we're recording this.
Somebody's out. Somebody's out. Substitutions.
Oh, I see. That was
crazy. But it's still 0-2.
Yeah, go Egypt. Sorry. anyways.
I don't isolate myself in my books. I like try to find somebody else. Like, oh, did you read this book? What did you think of that? I even lent you one of my books so you could read it and we could connect on
it's
that.
sort of like book club.
Yeah. I like book clubs.
Yeah.
But like with social media, you can also find connections based on like trend setting and stuff. I forgot my point with this claim, but that's okay. Do you think like it's okay for like people to make as much money as they are through social media?
I don't want to discredit anyone who is like an influencer. Like some jobs are objectively like easier than others, and I think that social media, some forms of it, like we were talking about this earlier, people like Charli D'Amelio and Addison Rae, I don't know a lot about them. I know Charli D'Amelio had, like, she does dancing outside of TikTok too, and she has like a show and whatnot, and I think she already had money to begin with.
Do you remember that one post of this one girl that got like 1 million views and 1 million likes, but all she was doing was like
lip syncing and stuff?
No, she was just like
wow.
And she was in her car.
Oh yeah, I know, but I know. Is it like, yeah,
like, what is that?
Ashton,
like, how are you gonna get 1 million likes? Like, I think that goes into pretty privilege.
Pretty privilege is interesting. Also, just
like I know somebody else, if an ordinary person did that, and not that like pretty girl did that,
like,
it would not have
attractive.
Yeah. It would not have gotten like over 1 million likes. And I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. It's like,
I think it's perfectly fine for people to make money off of social media. I think that like in terms of contributing to the economy and like our world and our society, I think it shouldn't be your full-time job in a sense. Like for everybody.
I don't know
if everybody has like social media as their full-time job? Who's gonna be like doing work, like actual like jobs or like government jobs or like jobs that help our society? Like who's gonna work in the restaurants? Who's gonna organize like blah, blah, blah.
Do you think that since like especially after COVID, so many people are becoming influencers?
Yeah.
Like, do you think society will adapt to like seeing that they don't need people to be in those jobs, and instead they'll replace it with something else, like AI.
Yeah.
I think that's not the route you want to go down, but as people are seeing, I think a lot of people know that AI is a threat to their jobs, and some people just accept that, so they will resort to other methods. So they turn to social
media to make money?
I think it's just like a safer option,
yeah,
if you have no other options.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I think that as long as there is somebody doing those jobs, you know? Like,
I feel bad.
What if our society falls apart because everybody's doing like TikTok dances?
I don't know. I just,
you know?
I feel bad. I also definitely like, obviously it depends on the content, because some people genuinely like all they have is social media to rely on to get some sort of
fine
income.
too.
And yeah, that's like, I think we're just thinking
really
about how much, depending on the content you make, what is a fair amount of money that you gain for that content. I definitely think, or like attraction, I guess. I don't get how someone lip syncing a song, unless you're like super like this big celebrity or something. That girl is just, I think she's just like maybe it's because she's so popular she got 1 million likes, but it's also just
that
like
took me out. I was like, what is going on here? Speaking of likes, like this video.
Yes, we need self-validation for this too.
This is
I feel like we're kind of hypocritical in that sense, but
I don't think it's a bad thing to make money off of social media. I don't know if we'll
that's not the point we're trying to make.
Yeah, we're not trying to monetize off of our show. We're just trying to share our perspectives, but I think
if we do monetize, be sure to watch all our ads all the way through so we can get that money.
I don't think that should be the purpose. I think for some people, definitely monetization from social media is like their main source of income and the way that they can help their families or their own survival, and I think that's okay. But some like situations just sound so off-putting, like especially if you compare it to somebody else who may not have social media but like works equally hard but makes a lot less money in a sense.
Yeah,
I don't know, there's a sense of unfairness that goes on in my head, but I also don't think it's unfair for that person to like make less money if they're also putting in a lot of work into like their social media pursuits, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, social media jobs just don't feel real to me.
I don't know, I see it as real, like I can understand. I just think when I think of influencers, I think of people who already like came from money kind of.
Oh yeah?
And
like
it's
you need money to make money?
Like they already were, I don't know actually, I don't know if Charli D'Amelio and Addison Rae were already well known before like they became influencers, so don't like quote me on that, but it's like, it's very situational. I think I will always like be open to people making money from that if that's like what you need to do, if that's what you want to do. But it's just sometimes, like I said, it's situational. I don't get how some like forms of content
can make more money than another form of content. It's
yeah,
all
but
based
it's
on like
just,
what
like,
people like.
exactly, and that goes into like the mindlessness of it. Like,
Yeah.
what are we attracted to? Like,
so like when you become, when you get more mindless like like more mindless information, and then you like that, and then the mindless like content,
it's like
gets,
pushing that
yeah,
upwards and like
pushing on the
other
intellectual stuff. So like
and
is
not
social
even
media
just,
making us
it's like
dumber?
like not even that though. It's like content of people who actually need the money versus like super big influencers. It's like, bruh, I'd rather watch the people who need help so I can actually help them. I'm not gaining anything from watching someone dance.
Yeah,
Like,
especially like a well-off person.
Exactly.
I think the main message here is like it's not a bad thing to make money off of social media. If you have
Not at
managed to
all.
make money off of social media, great job. Be wary of the content that you're sharing with others,
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
if it's just, if you're just like sharing stuff for fun and then you manage to make some money off of that, that's great. But if you're like just trying to contribute to the mindless feed that's going into people's heads and like amplify that more like mindless doom scrolling and brain rot that's going on, then I don't know, I think that's ethically wrong. I don't think you should be like
it's like you're
contributing
taking
that.
advantage of.
Yeah.
But
Like-
then here's the thing, okay? Like, when you're talking about ethics and stuff, but like, let's think about if you like genuinely need the money from social media, and let's say
And the
like
only
you're
thing
trying
you
to
can
be
think of is
engaging.
Ballerina, Cappuccina. Like I'm
no,
not.
like
I
you're
would
trying
not
to
help
be
you.
not just that. Like brain rot can come in many forms, and that can just be like doing something to grab the like audience's attention, or saying a term or something, or like I don't
hook
know.
or whatever is not a bad thing to use, but if you're like
You mean like
using,
AI generated?
if you're making
brain
AI
rot?
generated like
Oh,
brain
I
rot
haven't
and
even
stuff
thought
like
about
that,
I'm
just
already
to make
like
money. Even if
against
you
that.
need the money, why would you resort to, like, I wouldn't support that because you're hurting a lot of other people. Like even if it doesn't seem big, like another like on
I
that
wasn't
video will
even
lead to
thinking about
another
AI,
video like
yeah.
that. It's not about AI. It's like brain rot or like dumb stuff like that goes on to online. Like dumb stuff meaning doesn't equal like non-intellectual things. Like I don't mean like that. I mean that like literally objectively, if you have spirals and colors and you're like scooby-dooby-doo, that's not good.
But here's the thing, like when you're trying to make money, you like obviously you're gonna try to want to know your audience, and for the default
There's
of
such a
that
huge
is like,
audience out there. Like
but
you don't have to share
you
that
know
specifically.
that the default is, oh, these people are gonna be so intrigued if I just say this term, if I use these buzzwords, if I like do this dance, this, that, and that could contribute to like mindless scrolling. But that's the only way. I think it's just reflective of us as a society. Like influencers or like content creators know what will engage them, and we even do this in our editing too. Like we're guilty of that as well. We add certain sound effects is like, I don't know if that's considered brain rot, but it could contribute to them being like, because I think we're all kind of mindless in a sense. When we hear a certain thing, we're automatically gonna like be drawn to that.
I don't think that's bad. I think like if the entire video is just mindless, like absolutely nothing. If you have like a little punch or a little dramatic bang, like that's not. I don't think
I love your
bad.
sound effects, bro. Scooba-doo-ba-doo. Ba-bang.
It's like it's funny, like it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But if the entire thing just literally kills, like if you lose 100 brain cells after like watching a video, even like 10 brain cells, I would not feel comfortable supporting you or like stuff like that. Even if I enjoy it, like that's not gonna help me, and it's not really gonna help you either. Like unless, of course you're making money, but I don't think it's the best way to make money that way. Of course, like there is a little nuance in the sense that like what if you don't have something to share? Like you might be thinking, oh, I'm not smart enough to share this thing, I'm not educated enough on this topic to blah blah blah. There is always something to share. You don't always have to share like what's his name? Okay, no, I wanted to use a different example from Ballerina, Cappuccina. Tung 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 Sahur. Like you don't have to share.
But then I am listening. But then also I'm like, I think the most prevalent example that came to my head are like, you know how in countries like, for example, in Palestine, a lot of those videos where they're like asking for help, it'll start off with a segment of like some kind of brain rot thing, but then it'll suddenly like shift
to hook the
exactly
person.
So you have to stay there for that extended period of time, and then you stay for like those extra seconds.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what else do they have to share? And I know you could say like they could share their own personal experience or something, but then there's also censorship. Like, you literally cannot get into the algorithm unless, and I just think that goes to show government control as well.
But that's also different. Like, sharing mindless brain rot in order to get like support, but like you're using people, but also like if that's the only way, like that's an extreme situation, because that person is unsafe and they like they need to share. Like, if the point is to make money in order to support you and your family, and you use brain rot in order to do that, like, fine. But if you're using brain rot and like trying to get people to know more about it, it's not really going to work, because once the brain rot ends and you see like this danger and blah blah blah, people are going to feel uncomfortable. They're just going to switch. I think we should do maybe like do a little bit of both. Like,
I just also
I've seen videos on YouTube. I've seen YouTube. I've seen videos on YouTube of like a day in the life of a girl in like Iran. You never see perspectives of people like that, and that got like thousands of views. Like on YouTube. So I think it's definitely possible to share your perspective without using brain rot.
100%, but
and
it's
like
just
still
like
get
censorship and stuff. Like, I think there's a lot of desensitized.
Oh yeah, you don't see it as like a big issue.
Because here's my other thing. I remember when like the whole Diddy scandal went on, and then like following up with that, there was the whole like the Epstein thing like had a rise in like attention and whatnot from a lot of people. But I remember immediately after that, I heard these AI generated songs about Diddy and Epstein, and there were just like a rise of memes around the whole situation, and this content is typically generated by younger people, and I think, and those are usually the videos that get more pushed into the algorithm. And I'm not some conspiracy theorist or anything, but I definitely think it's like censorship from the government, and like, hey, let's push these certain things out and like get a bunch of people to become completely desensitized to what is happening. And like, people are just laughing, making memes, but it's like, that's what they want you to do. Nothing is funny about the situation. There are so many lives at stake, so many lives that were completely
but they're
ruined.
Trying to get into a joke.
Exactly. And the fact that I saw so many of those videos, so many, and like, I don't ever see videos of like Epstein survivors from the island talking about it. I know those exist, but you never see those. All I see are jokes about the whole thing, and it's like, why are certain things getting pushed out versus others? And the things that aren't getting pushed out are voices that the government want to be silent. Like, they don't want anyone to know about those things, so that we become
speech.
like,
oh, you're free speech.
Like, but it's not. It's like we become so mindless, and like we don't care about what's happening because we've seen so much of it. We've laughed over it. There's memes over it. It's like, I don't really care what's happening. That's what they want you to do. You're falling for the bait. And that's why it's important to like know about everything, bro. Like, I just think it's such a dangerous, that's my only like negative thing about social media. That I've become more aware of now too.
Okay. So thank you for watching this episode of Bonafide, sticking with us through the entire journey. We hope that you have expanded your minds a little bit, expanded your perspectives on this sensitive topic. Is social media a sensitive topic?
I think the things we mentioned are kind of like, maybe. We just want to end off also by saying we're not trying to like speak ill of anyone who makes their money from social media. I feel like my argument wasn't really clear with that, but that in no way is our intention.
Yeah, you can scroll on Instagram after this, don't worry.
I'm literally going to as well. It's like, we're not trying to diminish any of that. Like, yes, it's still, you can do that, but it's just important to be aware of the content you're consuming, and taking into account every factor.
And like, make sure that you're balancing the amount of connections that you're making on social media with the connections you're making in person, both of which impact your mental health and like your long-term relationships. Like, spend some time on social media. It's okay. Like, it's okay to create connections and find your community there. You can post a bit and like share a bit of yourself as well, but also like, it's important to have your own in-person social skills. Go outside, meet that person, like go to that, watch that movie, you know?
Yeah. And it's definitely, like I said before, easier said than done, but like also know that if you're not that type of person who's very sociable, you can always do things on your own too. I think a lot of people discredit that idea of like going solo, but that's such a beautiful relationship to have too. If you genuinely aren't comfortable being vulnerable with others, sometimes the best comfort you can find is in yourself, and I think that's wonderful too. So yeah. Okay, if you liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and follow us at our Instagram at Bonafide SNF.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.